Winter is coming. 2024 is officially in the books. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It's your girl, Denise Salcedo, and as always, joined by my other half of the California Connection. We got Righteous Reg.
It's the California Connection. It's the Wednesday night Dynamite post show. That was a really fun episode of Dynamite. The Continental Classic matches made me very happy. We got a big return coming into that. We were talking before the show if we would get a big return. Did Winter Is Coming live up to that expectation we kind of talked about, Denise?
I think that the reason why I liked Winter Is Coming today is particularly because the matches. I thought all the matches hit. There was only one match that I didn't like, and it was Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. I think that was the only match that I was like, all right, we can get on to the next thing. But every other match, I really think hit. And more importantly, every match came with a lot of energy where, like, the whole time they actually had your attention because they were moving at a certain pace. And I think that's one of the things that I do miss from Dynamite. Like, remember, what was it, last week or the week before that, when we had Shelton Benjamin versus Kyle Fletcher in the opening match? I hated the pacing of that match. And I feel like this week they were like, nah, we're not going to do any of that. Like, we're just going to make sure to get the pacing well in all of our matches. And one of the things that I really, really felt is that this episode of Dynamite, what is this now? The third week of the Continental Classic. This week of Dynamite 100% had the better matches that we've seen on Dynamite for this tournament for this year so far.
Yeah, both of these matches in the show felt like there was an urgency with them. They felt like tournament matches, and all the guys, I think, were really on point, giving up what the essence of this tournament represents. It really just felt like this is a Continental Classic. These are four of the baddest fools in the world, and they're all going 100 miles per hour. It's a Will Ospreay match, though, Denise. I think we should get one on every show because he's just way different. He changes the trajectory of everything. He makes it feel like a huge deal, and just the little things that he does in matches are insane.
There are certain people that, I'm sorry, and I hate to say this because, well, and maybe I don't hate to say this, all right? AEW Dynamite is the A show. AEW Dynamite is the flagship show for AEW. That's the one that everybody has their eyes on. That's the one where the ratings come in and they're not great or they're really great. That's the one that we're mostly talking about. So with that being said, I want to see the very best that AEW has to offer on Dynamite. And that's not to say, oh, you could leave all of the fucking crumbs for Collision, but like I said, Dynamite is the show. So that's the one. That's the one where you got to give us the main stuff. That's the one where you got to give us the chocolate chip of the cookie. And that's the one where you put Will Ospreay. Sorry, I got caught up in this metaphor about crumbs and shit.
You went all the way in, cookies, crumbs, all kind of stuff. The homie, people are very upset at him earlier this week. Oh, they're always upset at him. Dave Meltzer, he was tweeting about AEW, and he said one issue that he has with AEW is they don't have a big star that doesn't lose often, that's like presented that a way that carries the brand and carries the company. And then that got me to Will Ospreay, because I think I was saying in the watch along is that I think he's taken too many losses. He's been so generous as a wrestler to his friends and people that he wants to help get over, that like he should feel more invincible than he is. This is Will Ospreay, dude. Like, he's like the number one wrestler in the world, and he should be like carrying the flag of this company, like he should be world champion, like he should be taking on what this is, because you get the vibes when you see him, when he's in his matches, he's representing that, but they need to go full head on with it. And I kind of agree with Dave in that sense, because like Ospreay, if he was undefeated at this point and still like a world beater and looking like the most badass wrestler in the world, he does a lot of the times, there'll be a different little extra aura added onto him that could be on purpose because they don't want to have him hot over a lot of other guys. But it's like when you see him and you see how he's presented, it's like, why isn't this guy in the world title contention? Why isn't he world champion? Like, it's crazy.
It's weird because he is the attraction right now.
Attraction.
You know, when Will Ospreay started appearing on AEW, as everybody knows, we were getting Will Ospreay matches that were, you know, big time on AEW before he was an AEW official talent, before he was All Elite. And then, you know, he comes in, and it was really funny because I remember the conversation that a lot of people were having and that we were having during the time when it was Swerve versus Will Ospreay. Remember when that match was happening? a lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, Tony's just gonna give the championship to his golden boy Will Ospreay," and there was a lot of people that weren't on board with Will Ospreay getting the championship right away. And I remember thinking, like, so the fuck what if it's possible? This is Will Ospreay, all right?
Right.
When you have something really freaking good, Reg, quick question: who's your favorite singer? Top two. You're our favorite rappers or whoever.
Kendrick Lamar.
All right. You're telling me if you put on a show and you got to put all these people out there, you're telling me that you're not going to put Kendrick Lamar as the closing act of the night, the main headliner? He's not going to be the one whose face you're plastering all over your damn posters and shit. Now all of a sudden it's going to be rapper 23B. No, no, you're going to put Kendrick Lamar.
Hey, the homie 23B is hard though.
I don't know where 23B came from.
23B. But no, I feel you. You're right, Denise. The guy that everybody says is the guy, the best wrestler in the world, he's back here. He's right there. You can book him in all the matches that you want. And it's like, why isn't this guy presented how we want him to? Like I said, there's a hierarchy, there's a place, there's time, there's story, and there's all this. But it's like, yo, you're not gonna this problem is gonna get bigger than you want it to, and you're gonna have to do something about it.
Yeah, so right now, I know we're kind of touching on a bunch of different subjects here, but all this to say is that Will Ospreay is freaking killing it. He has been killing it. He has put people over. He had a great match with Swerve Strickland. He had a great match with Bryan Danielson. Had a great match with freaking Kyle Fletcher. That's just to name a few. And those where he was taking losses, but they put other people. I don't want to say put people over, but he really did help a lot of other people really get that spot. But look, right now, how do I say this? Jon Moxley is just not doing it for me. I know I'm all over the place. Fuck it. Jon Moxley's not doing it.
Well, we could transition. That was the first match of the show, so we could talk about the Death Riders and kind of what they've been representing here. During the watch along, I was like, yeah, Denise, how do you feel about Jon Moxley's reign? Let's get your Denise emoji scale. And you said it's pretty ice cold for you at the moment. And like what we were just talking about, Will Ospreay's back there, what we're seeing in this Continental Classic, what we're seeing like presented in other avenues, it's like, well, why are they doing this with the World Championship when it could be presented a whole different way? We could be getting the Continental Classic as the main, as like, this is what the company is about. We could have the world title involved in that. And instead it's like involved in like shenanigans. And I'm not mad about it. It's just like, but what you guys fed me, what you told me AEW is going to represent, this doesn't really feel like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it has to always be like the top tier. I mean, it's AEW where the best wrestle. And
yes.
I think right now, I think for me, and I had said this before Jon Moxley even won the title, Reg, I felt like I sounded like a broken record, but I kept saying, we've been there already so many times. I think you and I had this argument on the show where, I mean, I feel like freaking Houdini because I was saying, like, I don't think Jon Moxley is the answer to, quote unquote, fix AEW's problems. Right. I feel like Jon Moxley kind of, I'm just not into it, man. And we are getting this 4-way. So basically, we kicked off the night with Jon Moxley and Pac defeating Orange Cassidy and Jay White. This ended via disqualification. But to me, we're getting this 4-way at AEW's Worlds End. It was announced today that we're going to get Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy versus Hangman Adam Page versus Jay White. When we were doing our little watch along, Reg, we were ranking all of the guys that were in the ring as to who we would want to see as AEW World Champion. And part of me wants AEW to just say, fuck it, or not even fuck it, because this person definitely deserves it. Put the title on Hangman Adam Page. But at the same time, it's like, man, maybe they could have done more with Moxley and Hangman. But what if they just surprised us, Reg, and had Hangman win the AEW World title at World's End? Or do you think
it feels like everything that we said about Ospreay and everything that I continuously say, like that always kind of goes out the window when I see Hangman Page on screen. When I see him and his energy and how people are reacting to him and just how he's presented, I'm like, man, maybe just give Hangman the belt, just because like what you want, the vibes you're trying to have Moxley and Co, the Death Riders give up. Hangman has already given up those vibes. He feels like the more dastardly heel. He feels like the one, like it feels like Moxley and Death Riders are the words and Hangman Adam Page is the action. He's like, when you see him, you're like, damn, that fool's a heel. He's the one that I want to, he's the one that should be leading this and somebody should be trying to defeat him. And it feels like that's the vibes that the Death Riders are trying to give up. But Hangman's already there just because of, like you said, what he built with Swerve and how he's just, even in this Jay White feud, he just feels more menacing. He feels like, I want to boo this guy. And so they got him kind of mixed up in this whole thing. He's in the match and it's like, Denise, what if they just did it?
Right. What if they just did it? Because I know we've sat here before and when we've thought about, like, okay, who are some other people that we can see winning the AEW World Championship? The story that they were telling for quite a while was that, hey, it would be Darby Allin, right? For a bit, it felt like it was his moment to take. Yesterday, I started to think, what if it's not going to happen when we thought it was going to happen? Sorry, not yesterday. When I went to the All In press conference or press event, whatever the hell you want to call it. When I went there, the reason why I started to go, are they telling us something here? Because when Sting came out, Sting said he predicted that Darby Allin would be AEW World Champion 2025, right? And he said, like, oh, what if it happens at All In? And I'm starting to think, okay, they're not going to just tease that shit for shits and giggles. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Shit can change. But it made me think they're saving the big moment for Darby at AEW All In. Another thing that got me thinking was Darby says he's officially going to climb Mount Everest in April.
He's still saying that?
He's doing it. And he's going in April. Like, that's it. It's happening. So you have from now, I'm assuming, I've never climbed Mount Everest. I don't know what goes into it. I'm assuming that he's got to have a couple of weeks of preparation beforehand.
I think they said like 6 months. It takes time.
Right. So it's like, okay, if you were and given the match that we're having right now, I almost feel like they're not going to do Darby and Jon Moxley until after he comes back from Mount Everest, which would then lead us into All In territory.
But riddle me this, Denise. What if you send the AEW World Championship up there with them? What if the AEW World Champion is climbing Mount Everest? How does that sound?
That sounds amazing.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, this fool's climbing and he's also the champion. Like,
he did say he was going to plant an AEW flag on Mount Everest.
If he's wearing the fucking belt up there, come on. Imagine that visual. Imagine what AEW gets out of Darby Allin at the top of Mount Everest with the flag and the belt.
So then when do you do it? Revolution? Because he's got to get it at some point at the top of the year then to like carry it through all the way to Mount Everest. But here's the thing, Mount Everest takes 3 months to climb. He's gonna be gone for 3 months. He's gonna be there April, May, June, and literally get back just in time. You think they're not gonna have a championship for 3 months?
Yeah, okay,
So it won't work either. It has to happen. If it's gonna happen next year, it's gotta happen after Mount Everest.
Damn, so you think Moxley's gonna hold it that whole time, Denise?
I don't know. I don't think so. Look,
man.
I don't think so because it's just not. Look, the company knows. I think they know. Okay, they're not dumb. They look on social media. They see what people are saying. They know what works. They see the numbers. They see, the charts that, they get the information of the quarterly, breakdown and all of that, what happens per hour and per segment and all of that. They know the numbers are there. And so this leads me to think that, first of all, we were probably wrong in the Darby assessment, and that's probably not going to happen till later. But who takes the belt off of Jon Moxley? The only option right now, looking at this list, Orange Cassidy, they wasted that opportunity. They just took too long to even make that feel like it could happen. Jay White, I love Jay White, but they still got to do a lot more there and building him up like a bigger star. They still got to get there. We got to get back Jay White from New Japan. And then Hangman Adam Page is the only one where the people give a shit about him. The people think he's great. He's entertaining in the ring. I know he's a former AEW World Champion, but he was a babyface last time. He's a heel now.
You forgot about one person, Denise.
Who did I forget? Oh, yeah. Adam Page. No, wait.
Nope.
Yeah. No, I didn't forget Adam Page.
He's not in the match.
That was just talking about the people in the match.
I know, but he got a contract.
Oh
Christian.
no! Stop
Yeah.
it! I forgot
I'm
about
saying,
that.
yeah,
Just
I'm
talking
like,
about it on the watch along.
yeah, he does it like he could slide in there and like if they did like, oh, Orange Cassidy beats John Moxley at World End and then Christian slides in there and does the contract thing. I hate it so much, but like he's looming.
What did they get it off of him? Or what if he's just a failed cash in? Doesn't have to succeed.
Cause what the fuck were we doing all that for then? Like we ruined a bunch of fucking main events and he doesn't cash in. You can't.
I think they could not have him cash in successfully.
All that, what's all that work? What is all of this?
What do you mean all that work? He's just been there. He's just been like casually appearing. He's been popping in like a whack-a-mole.
What's that gonna make Christian look like if he's did all this work and he doesn't cash in? I guess a good heel or a heel, a slimy heel.
Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh my god, how dare you do that to Christian Cage? I'm not gonna react that way. I don't know.
It just seems crazy with all the work though, Denise. If they're like, because they're working hard, like Christian this is all he's about, and for it to be like, nope, that was worth nothing.
Well, then it's like egg on his face, and he's a heel, so it's okay.
That's kind of how I feel. It could work, but sell that to Christian, probably not.
Yeah, but
it'll be heat. He's like, no, it won't, dude. Give me that belt.
Well, okay. I don't know, because now I'm just coming up with stupid scenarios in my head.
No, because somebody, I think maybe Tenruza, somebody earlier said that they'd like to see Adam Copeland come in and I mean, it's apropos, it's fitting. Like, if anybody knows about cash-ins, fucking Adam Copeland, the king of this shit, for him to be the one to stop Christian would actually make a lot of sense. I just don't know if I want it,
I would prefer that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen, man, but we'll figure it out at some point. Let's continue getting into this. We got Grapple Geekery who goes, called it in regards to Toni Storm, which we'll get to in just a second. We got Chris Spires who says, unfortunate, Toni was way bigger star than Thunder Rosa. This is going to be interesting. We'll get to that in a moment, but thank you so much to Chris Spires. We got Infamous Raider Loco who says, damn, listening to Reg, but seeing Denise Robot. D-bot. For the audio listeners who are the podcast viewers who may have missed the watch along, I am now going as a D-bot because I am a robot. Roberto. Are you gonna do the Goldberg entrance? But instead of smashing my head into the wall, I'm just gonna come out like this. You guys are gonna oil me up.
The D-bot. So good.
Roberto Arsenal says Toni returning had Thunder Rosa with a jealous look on her face. Will she be turning heel? I wanted to see an 80s era Toni, but I'll take this Toni. It is incredible how different this old Toni Storm felt just because of what she had done with timeless Toni Storm. So let's go ahead and jump right into that then. So we had a awesome main event tonight with a feud that has been one that has been interesting in my opinion. I think people really cared about the friendship between Mina Shirakawa and Mariah May, and we did get that match in the main event. And the cool thing about that, guys, is that NXT Deadline had a women's main event with the Iron Survivor for the women. Raw had the Rhea, Raquel, Anything Goes match. And then we also had the NXT Women main event. And then here today, we also had the AEW Dynamite Women main event as well. So it's just, we're on a roll here. SmackDown can't drop the ball now, bro. TNA Impact, everybody call them up. Let them know this is what we're doing.
Everybody needs to hop on the train right now. Since Sunday, we've had all women main events on major wrestling shows. We got to continue this thing through the rest of the week just so we could have a really cool week. But yeah, I thought this match was awesome, especially considering how they've been building this. We've been telling this story for a long time. Like pretty much the whole time we were telling the Mariah and Toni story, Mina was right there along being like, I know both of them. I'm in between, like all these kind of connections to it. So like we've been waiting for this match. They had a lot of build up and I thought that they got to it. It was like heated. There was a lot of aggression in it. But it really kicked into gear when it got later into the match. They started having some false finishes. Mariah started getting her aggression a little bit heavier on there, and you could feel like she's not ready to lose this championship. There was a lot of people in the chat saying that they think it was Mina's night. Mina's hot right now. Every time she's featured on something, like, it does numbers. And Mariah, I think, has been hearing that and seeing that, Denise, because she came like, oh, you guys got me counted out. Like, you think that my reign is this? You think that I'm something? No, I'm coming here to take some heads off. And she really worked like she didn't want to lose that championship. I thought it was great. But Mina, I think, showed, like, so a lot of people were saying in the chat, if she did win the championship and she was going to do these main events, she's ready for them. She's geared up. She was right at home and all of that. She felt like she's a part of this roster, felt like she belonged there. I thought that both women really added on to the story. And like you said, Denise, this could have been a pay-per-view match, and I don't think we should be done. Like, this shouldn't be like she beat Mina, Mina's out of here. No, look, Mina should get a rematch because that was awesome.
Yeah, I kind of felt like they were sort of cutting the legs underneath this feud because, we were
Mhm.
talking about how, oh, every feud in pro wrestling is so long, right? This is one where I'm like, all right, you could have given us a little bit of extra time here with Mina and Mariah because,
Yep.
like I said, because of their real true life friendship, you cared more about this feud. And of course, we all knew Mina and Mariah were at some point going to beef. Like, we knew this before this whole situation with Mariah May and Toni Storm unfolded. And so it's one of those things now where I do think Mariah May should be AEW Women's World Champion, which is crazy to think, right? Because we're always talking about how, like, we're just talking about it right now with the men. Oh, this person should be AEW champion, this person, that person. And looking right now at the players that we've got for the women's division, it feels like Mina is on top when it comes to, an option that I think people would want to see. But here's the question, though. We got Toni Storm, who returned here today in her old Toni Storm. No more timeless Toni Storm. I got
Wow.
to be honest with you, Reg, and everybody. I'm kind of sad about that. I really love timeless Toni Storm. Maybe she'll come back. I'm sure she will. But when Toni Storm came out, though, as her old self, dude, she felt so brand new. She felt so different, even though we've
That's
seen
what I
this
liked
version
about
of
it.
her.
I think the most exciting thing is, like, we saw what Tony did with Timeless Tony Storm and how deep and entrenched she was in that character. I'd like to see now what she's gonna do with this character, like, because she has some big shoes to fill, her own shoes. But it's like, how are you gonna up the ante with what this represent? I think that's the most exciting thing because it's like, if they give Tony, we've seen if they give Tony Storm the ball, let her give her the things to paint with, she's going to make some beautiful paintings. So I'm just excited to see her back in the mix. I don't know if getting right immediately back in with Mariah is the idea. Maybe Thunder Rosa comes in and, why are you trying to step on my stuff before? But I don't know if going right back in with Mariah is the best thing for Tony. We could probably build her up a little bit more. You think?
Yeah, I think so too. That's why I'm kind of torn right now. I had said, like, if Tony Storm came out, I did think she was going to steal a little bit of Thunder's thunder because,
Yep.
Thunder Rosa must have been out there, shit talking. Well, Mariah May was shit talking Thunder Rosa, and Thunder Rosa responded. And then Thunder was out there, at ringside. And Thunder's
Hmm.
also somebody that we haven't really seen on Dynamite since she returned back to the company after her injury. She's been on the Collision end of things. Like, we haven't seen her really on Dynamite. So, when I saw her there, I'm like, okay, you had mentioned Mariah was probably going to have a new opponent by the end of the night. I thought maybe that might have been Thunder Rosa, but
Right.
now with Toni Storm coming out, if come full gear, we do Mariah May versus Thunder Rosa and not Mariah May versus Toni, I don't know how people are going to
Mm.
react to that.
I mean, there's that thing of like, I don't know if this was the best idea now because you're gonna have that looming. Like, if it is Mariah and Tony, or Mariah and Thunder at World's End, everybody's gonna just be thinking about Tony. Like, Tony's gonna be the dark cloud looming over this of like, we don't think Mariah's gonna lose because she still has this feud sitting in the back. And Thunder Rosa does not deserve that. She deserves to have a feud that we believe that she's gonna win because we all love Thunder Rosa. So I don't know how they're going to move forward with this. I mean, it's never a bad thing, a champion having many challengers, but, like, let's not skip over Thunder, is what we're saying.
Right. All right, we got Bailey Darley here who says Denise is a robot in dreams. We got Baldio Claudio, oh, that guy is bald, who says trivia time. As a young antisocial kid, the CCO avoided childhood games like Red Rover and Red Light, Green Light, 1, 2, 3, a pre-color blindness diagnosis. Did you ever play Red Light, Green Light?
I did, of course. I'm a child of that generation. Did you?
Yeah, I used to play red light, green light, Simon Says, Duck Duck Goes, good old Duck Duck Goose,
It's like Dick Duck Goes. That's a
Heads
different
Up,
one.
7 Up, Four Corners.
Heads Up 7 Up is
I used to hate
hilarious.
that game, Reg. Did I ever
Yeah,
tell
it's
you
an
I hated
awful
that
game.
game?
That's a social anxiety game, inducing game for sure.
I just don't like people touching my thumb, all right? Some people would touch my thumb, like, a little too funny, and I was not okay with that.
I did not think that's why you didn't like it.
Well, why else is there a reason not to like it?
Because there's like that point of you have to guess who it is. There would be like the kid that'd be like, "Is it that person?" And they'd be like, "No, I'd never pick you." And it's like, damn, why you gotta bring that injury? And it always embarrassed the kid that's getting picked. You know what I'm talking
I
about? You
don't
never saw
remember that part.
Yeah,
All
there'd
I
be a kid
remember
that'd be like, "I didn't fucking pick you. Why are you even looking over?" And it's like, damn, dude, just like, why are you being so aggressive?
all I remember is being like, "Why the fuck did he touch my thumb like
See,
that?"
you're just weird.
It's uncomfortable. Okay, think about it. Watch, put your thumbs together, all right, and do this. It's just so
Oh,
uncomfortable.
so
Like, leave my thumb alone.
you never thumb wrestled then, is what you're saying.
I would know I've thumb wrestled, and even then I don't like it because
You don't like it.
I don't like thumbs
You don't
touching.
like touching tips. I guess. Okay.
I don't know how to tell you this, but I don't got a tip.
Your thumb to your finger. What are you talking about? I don't have a tip is insane.
So here's a crazy fact, and I want when you're at the holidays, try this, guys. Try this. I'm gonna give you guys a game right now. Reg, when you're with your family at the holidays, try this. So I went to acting school, all right? And one of the things that they taught us was this like weird game because acting school is fucking weird. But they basically had you how did it start? So you and another person, so let's just say me and you, Reg, they would put us together and we would close our eyes. And I fucking hated this so much. We would close our eyes and they'd make you rub thumbs together, right? And then they had the whole class doing it, right? Everybody was paired off and you were rubbing thumbs together
With
with
your eyes
eyes
closed?
closed. Yes. So then what the teacher would do was move everybody and like scramble us all apart. And then our job was to go around and touch everybody's thumb until we found the thumb that we started with. And the freakiest shit was that you felt it. You were like, this is not the thumb. I knew it. When I got to the thumb that I started with, keep in mind, there was like 20 people here. I knew it and I stopped and I'm like, yes, this is the thumb. And the other person was like, yes, this is the thumb. And when we opened our eyes, everybody was with the person that they started with because everyone's thumb has a different like feel. Everybody has like a unique thumb. All right. That's what I'm saying.
What game is that? That ain't a game.
Dude, try it. Okay. Try it with a group of people. It'll creep you the hell out.
What family is gonna be like, yeah, let's all close our eyes and touch thumbs together? Like, come on. What are you talking about?
Dude,
Sounds
they
crazy.
made us do this at school. I don't know what
At
happened.
school, what kind of freaky ass teacher was that? What was the teacher's name? Was it a dude?
No, it's a girl. It's an older woman. She was like 80.
All right, I'm just making sure.
She was so sweet, but it was, I don't know. It's acting class. They make
A
you
full
do weird
making you
stuff.
close your. Oh, it was acting class. That makes sense.
Yes, it was acting class.
In school. I was like, this is weird. I forgot the acting class bit. Okay.
Yeah. All right. We got John Taylor here who says, unlike Denise's dream, Dynamite wasn't a car wreck.
That's crazy.
Margie Love says, so happy Toni showed up. I wonder how she'll amp up her old gimmick because it wasn't good. Because it wasn't as good as Timeless Toni was over the past year. I 100% agree with this. Reg, how do you think that we kind of keep this version of Toni Storm alive?
I think that's what the fun in this is. Like Denise, I don't think she could have came back as Timeless Toni Storm. Like that's not a gimmick that's gonna last forever. I think she has to continue to reinvent herself and continue to invest in her character. I think that she's going to play mind games because that's kind of like her shtick, and she's going to have so much story that we're gonna love it. Like we're gonna in 3 months we're gonna be like, damn, Toni Storm should be champion again just because that's how talented she is.
Watch. Yes, but we've already been there so many times.
Though.
Bro.
Do not, don't do that. Do not.
It would be like, I don't want to compare it to John Moxley because it's apples and oranges, but we've been there multiple times with Moxley. We've been there multiple times with Toni. I think we want to see new people in that spot. But
yeah,
But with Toni being so over, though, whoever she's in a program with is gonna, get the rub and, hopefully get over too.
I think that's the point. That's why I don't think she needs to get immediately back in with Mariah. It's like you don't need to be fighting for a championship. You have enough clout in this wrestling thing and being a top star that just being in a feud with you means a little bit more for whatever women you're with that doesn't have a championship, just because being in the ring and being next to you and potentially defeating you holds a lot of weight now.
Yes. So I think that, but here's the, that's why I don't think they're gonna do Toni Storm and Mariah May.
Right.
Like at World's End, I don't think that's the match they're
No,
gonna do.
no, they shouldn't.
Because
It wouldn't make
you can't
sense.
have Toni Storm lose, and unless you're gonna get the belt off of Mariah May to put it back on Toni Storm, then you're not gonna want. I don't know if people will buy that Mariah May will beat Toni Storm again, especially this version of Toni Storm.
But that would like erase everything that they did, right? If she just comes in
Yes,
and beats her, right? It wouldn't
yes.
really make sense.
I honestly wish we got a lot more time with Mina and Mariah, and I wish that was the PLE match. I don't think. I think they could have done it to be the World's End match instead of the Winter Is Coming match.
Yeah, same here.
We got Matt Logan here who says, Denise, next time you do a music entrance theme challenge, don't go against Reg King. What?
Next time you do a challenge, don't go against me.
Well, I don't know about you, Burrow, but we were both getting roasted in the comments section.
Oh, yeah, they were tearing us up, Denise. They were like, you guys took so long, you sucked and all this. And I'm like, you guys, Mikey Ruckus was there. You guys, it wasn't like, it was hard.
So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, as you guys know, I'm dropping daily videos here this entire month here on the channel. And we did a Can You Guess the AEW theme song video, and we had none other than Mikey Ruckus host the video, choose the songs, and play them for us. And Reg and I were trying to figure out who the hell was whose theme song it was. And it was only like the first 10 seconds of the song. So that video's up if you guys want to check it out. And of course, play along and see how you do. There was a good mix of people. There was people that were like, do you guys even watch the show? This was so easy. I got all of them. But then there was people that were like, oh shit, this is kind of hard. And I watch every week. I got 4 out of 10. I got 6 out of 10. So everyone was kind of a little different on that.
Dude, I watch AEW an excessive amount, all the shows. I know a lot about this company. The theme songs, I don't be focusing in on. Like a lot of the times I'm just like, that's the wrestler. I love Mikey Ruckus. I love everything about it. But like, when it was happening, I was like, damn, do I know any of these songs? But I watch all these shows, Denise.
Poor Mikey was like, he was starting to rethink his career.
Yeah, he was like, damn, I should have picked some easier song for these losers. Because he tried to like mix it up and not just have like the songs we all know. So Denise and I were like,
he chose songs that we only heard like one time or from like all the way back in 2019.
And like,
remember that far back?
I don't remember 2019, bro. What do you mean?
But no, it's really great. Check it out. Super and then fun. After the game, we do like a little mini interview with Mikey. That was not really an interview, it's just conversation, to be honest. We just started talking, and it was really great because he provided some really great insight on the music side of things. So if you guys want to check that out, that is up there. It's a game/mini conversation.
Super fun. Please go watch it, you guys, and play along. You guys will probably definitely do better than us. So.
Yeah, definitely. All right, just don't roast us in the comments. All right, we got Baldio Claudio here who says, are Obafemi and Dr. Umar related? They sort of look alike. I know who Dr. Umar is. I'm just proud that I at least know something this time.
Listen, you're not too far off, because when I saw Oba come back, I was like, I see what you're saying. No, I see what you're saying. They do kind of look alike.
They do? I don't remember his face. I only saw Dr. Umar one time, and it was that one time when I didn't know who he was. Is he still like relevant?
I mean, in his Dr. Umar way.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen any like clips or anything. All right. We got Sheldon Jackson in the house. He says, I did call what would happen with Mariah retaining and Toni returning, but I'm going to die on this hill and say Mina should have won the title tonight. She had momentum and the crowd behind her. The crowd was behind her.
The crowd was very behind her, yes, at a lot of moments. But I don't even know if Mina's an actually signed contracted AEW wrestler. And like, let's really think about this, you guys,
Yeah. So I think that was probably the biggest reason, her not being all elite.
That's it. Like, you want to have it on your wrestlers that work here, and like, while it would have been great, it's like, you just can't do that to the women that are back here, and there's so many reasons why that's complicated.
Arnold Nicholson Jr. says, for Denise, who's your favorite member of the Kingdom? Not David, actually. I think he's pretty funny.
Definitely not Roderick Strong.
I like Roderick Strong.
I was Roderick Strong for Halloween. Yeah. All right.
I was Roderick Strong for Halloween. All right. We got Baldo Claudio here who says that crowd booed TND like amateur night at the Apollo. Who's TND?
The New Day. New Day. Yeah, the New Day.
Oh, okay. I was thinking in terms of Dynamite. I was like the learning tree.
Definitely not the learning tree.
I was just thinking T and then everything else fell apart. Sorry, I wasn't thinking about WWE content right now. My brain is AEW right now. But yes, no, they really did boo everybody. Like it was the amateur night. Have you ever gone to a comedy show, by the way, and seen like a really bad comedian? Like in those amateur levels? It's happened. I went to New York and saw that. This guy went out, like the whole show was good. It was the ones where they have multiple comedians, right? Everybody did good. This guy comes out and he was so bad, you will not believe what happened. He had a legitimate meltdown on the stage and started fucking talking shit to the crowd because he was mad that we weren't laughing at his jokes, and he walked off the stage.
Is he a famous comedian or just a local fool?
Just a local guy. I saw a comedian's career die that night. I won't be surprised if dude gave up his comedy career after that. Legit
bad juju.
Walked off the stage because he sucks.
Why didn't you laugh, Denise?
It was so bad. He came out and he was talking and doing his jokes, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is so bad. And so I was just sitting there and no one was laughing. No one. And he got mad and he left.
Listen, it's hard being a stand-up comedian, especially when you're in shows like that and you see a fool that kills it and you're like, damn, I'm not going to do like that. And the crowd will let you know at most comedy shows, it's not like that.
But you don't start talking shit to the crowd because they didn't laugh. Like, what if he like fucking started cutting a heel promo and then just walked off the stage?
You people are not listening to what I gotta say, so I'm gonna get into it. I feel him. Probably shouldn't do that, but like, I mean, if it's all or nothing, you might as well go for it.
I wish I would have remembered his name because I'd love to follow his career from here. I want to know if he made it or not.
He did. That was like that moment that he was like, after this, I'm gonna turn it all around. He became the best comedian ever after that.
Nah, dude, I think he's done. I really, truly think I saw, like, he just had a meltdown. Yeah, and it was just like, dude, I'm sorry, but nobody laughed.
Damn.
Hamburger Helper, and I pity laugh, Reg. There's times where I pity laugh. All right. Hamburger Helper says, you guys are still going to the New Japan show on Sunday? I am. I'll be there, Reg.
Says, no, I'm going to be with the poodle.
Yeah, and Reg is on poodle duty for his mystery person that he's poodle watching for. Anthony Giuliano says, hey, Denise, did you see what Mercedes Moné said in an interview? She said she is confident to tell everyone she is better than Roman Reigns. What? See this? Did she really say that?
I don't know. I didn't see it, but it sounds hilarious.
I don't know. This sounds made up.
Mercedes, she's right, too.
This sounds made up. This sounds like one of those weird Facebook stories that I read all the time.
I could hear Mercedes saying that, though. So.
I don't know. I'm going to have to look at that. Anthony Giuliano, thank you so much. Send me a link, bro, because I haven't seen that. Baldio Claudio here says, when RP goes to the main roster, so will Booker T. Oh, Roxanne Perez. Yeah. Booker T's fine. He's been doing all right on commentary. All right, we got Ernie Phoenix 23 who says, an idea, Darby Allin versus Christian Cage for the title shot.
For the contract?
For the contract. Yeah, but how would they get there, though? For him to put up his contract.
Darby could be like, I don't know, put something on the line. I don't know. It's not a great sell.
Yeah, I don't know how they would get there because Christian's a heel. He's not going to give
Christian
it up.
Christian is a heel. No, he's not. It wouldn't be smart for his character to even do that.
No. So I don't know how we would get there, Ernie, but thank you so much for that super chat. We got Anthony Giuliano here who says the Mercedes Moné interview
Oh,
was with Wrestling Corner when she said that. That is so freaking wild. That is so wild.
I love her.
I told you, it didn't sound real to me. It really didn't. Anthony, thank you so much for following back up on that. We got Bailey Darley here who says dream match Mercedes Moné versus Roxanne Perez. Yeah, that would be really cool. Really, really cool. Kalyan Krishna's in the house. Says, greedy Miss Denise. Props to your consistency. Hashtag 200K, man. I'm trying, guys. If you haven't already, I finally got my interview that I've been wanting for a very long time with Bryan Danielson that is up here on the channel. I got to talk to Tony Khan. Why are you laughing, Reg?
I was mad. Bryan Danielson's my number one, and I never got to interview him.
Oh, well, sorry, Reg. You should be happy for me.
Mm-mm.
Damn, you're not happy for a friend. You're not
my number one, Denise. Actually,
Dwayne.
Dwayne's my number one, but
I mean, I got to ask Dwayne a question this year, but it's not a one-on-one interview.
Yeah, no, I need that one-on-one.
Yeah, me too. All right. So, anyways, Brian, Toni Storm, Tony Khan, Swerve Strickland, Bobby Lashley. Why am I blanking on everybody else? I love it. Oh, yeah, Darby, Thunder Rosa, and AJ from the Costco guys. That's what it was.
Boom.
Yeah, he was so funny. His family was really nice, by the way, like really down to earth people. And it's so funny because Big Justice, I kept seeing him sort of follow Tony Khan around. Like everywhere I saw Tony Khan, Big Justice was there. And you forget, like he's a little kid. And then you hear him talking. He's like so sweet with his little voice. It's adorable. But no, I was talking with the mom and the daughters and AJ, and they were just all super nice people. Like I get why they have been getting so many opportunities. I really do get it.
I saw your brother, your text. They didn't believe you.
They didn't. My little brother was trying to tell everybody in his school that I knew the Costco guys. And
so good.
Like I did one interview and they're like, "Oh yeah, my sister knows them."
She knows them.
He was
Look,
trying
it's right
to
here. It's on video.
Yeah, but they apparently didn't believe him. So
good.
I'm sure they'll figure that out. We got Gotham Guy here. Thank you so much, Gotham, for this very nice super chat. He says, do you guys feel the reason the Death Rider angle is cold is because we were all expecting a big reveal of this higher power following Wrestle Dream, and now this has deflated our expectations? No, because I was never expecting higher power here. I don't know where this started, what everybody thought it was going to be Shane McMahon. I don't know who started that. And then people brought it into our show, and I was like, when the fuck did this happen that we were supposed to be expecting Shane McMahon?
Denise, it took on a life of its own. Like everywhere that I see people talking about this, they're like remember on the pay-per-view where Darby comes and crashes them and then they get into another car? People are like, well, Shane McMahon is driving. I'm like, dude, why did people think that? I think there was an interview or something early in the Death Riders thing where they were hinting or talking or subliminally acting like somebody was the higher power, but that wasn't the thing. I never expected them to be like, this guy's the reason that we're doing it, because they're kind of saying why they're doing it. But I understand why people would think that, but that's not a thing. There's not anybody waiting in the wings.
No, I was
definitely not Shane McMahon.
You want to know why? Because to me, why would Jon Moxley, this character that he's portraying, why would he follow anybody? He doesn't seem like the follower type. That's not who Jon Moxley is.
Yeah. I mean, he's trying to be the leader of this group, and if he was doing the bidding for somebody, that would take so much away from Jon Moxley's character. It doesn't really make sense.
It's cold because the wrestling isn't there. It's cold because we don't necessarily, at least I don't buy this group as being so destructive that, oh my God, they're just turning AEW inside out. No, that to me is why it's cold.
Listen, if you're gonna do NWO style shit, it has to be different. And if you're just like, we're taking over the show and we're beating up people and we're doing the NWO bits, a lot of people don't want to see that NWO bits. And a lot of people feel like the Death Rider stuff is like very sports entertainment. You know what I mean? Like they do angles like, they do angles. They do like stuff like shenanigans in their match. So it just feels different than what, like I said, what AEW is telling us that they are. Like it's the Continental Classic over here. And then in the main event, they're running people over with cars. They're putting bleach down their throats. Like, it's like, what? You know what I mean? It just feels so different than what the show is, I think.
Right. So, I mean, those are some alternative reasons, but Gotham God, thank you so much for the super chat. We got Broadway Joe in the house. What's up, Broadway Joe? He says
Yes.
Darby is taking the belt off of Mox at All In. I don't think he's dropping that belt until July. Alameo, I'm sad.
7 months of this reign, Denise, would
No,
be 7 more months of this
they
reign would
gotta
be
sell tickets
crazy.
to All In, bro. In order to sell tickets to All In, you gotta give us a hot friggin' match with a champion that we give two shits about.
John Moxley and Darby Allin, I don't. And by then, everybody's gonna be like, well, you said that Darby's gonna leave to climb a mountain. That's gonna help, but I think Moxley's gonna have to change a lot. Death Riders are gonna have to do something different. We can't have this, what they're doing now for the next 7 months. That would be crazy.
No, that would. We haven't even seen the belt.
What belt? At this
What
point,
belt?
where
Yeah,
is
what
it?
belt? Brittany Boyd, thank you so much for the super chat. She didn't write a
Thanks, Brittany.
comment, but thank you so much though for sending this in. We got Meet Normus here who says, "Hola, step host, sup, Reg? I don't know if it was that Scotty Too Hottie or that I'm going next week, but this Dynamite was what SRS calls a hoot, a hoot." No, this was a fun episode of Dynamite. Like we haven't even gotten into like all of the matches, which we will in a second. But yeah, Meet Normus. This was a hoot.
Appreciate you,
And-
Meet Norma. Send me the link for that Scotty Too Hottie too.
Ruza says, love to RJ City for what he did with Storm. So ace. Yep. Brittany Boyd says Darby already did his Everest training. Great crowd. Yeah, but I mean, don't you have to still do something like right before?
You got to
right?
do it again, I think. Yeah, it's like you've essentially got to
Yeah.
start doing it again, I think.
I can't. Yeah, I mean, I've never, again, I don't think we'll ever do it. Reg, you going to climb Mount Everest?
Hell no.
I just can't imagine that he's going to be like working and doing all these crazy ass bumps. And then the
They
next
said
thing
it's
he flies out, right?
50-50, Denise. Like 50-50, you're going to live or die. Everybody who goes up there. Every single person is 50-50. You're going to live or you're going to die. That's the statistics. Like a fool goes up there and they're like, he probably is not going to come back.
But a lot of people successfully climb a year, right?
And a
Like,
lot of
how
people
many?
successfully die up there every year.
Oh my God, I don't even want to think about that, Reg. I'm sorry, I don't even want to think about that.
He could not come back. That's a real
Oh
thing.
my gosh,
This isn't a
Reg,
bit.
knock
Yeah,
on
this
wood.
isn't like a bit. When people are like, oh, Darby Allin's going to die up
Yeah.
there, that's a lot of people die up there. So it's like, dude, be careful.
No, that's fucking terrifying. And it worries me. And I mean, what can you can't be God. I would not be able to be Darby's mom, by the way. I just could not. Like, he would be giving me anxiety 24/7. Like, I
He's
need
like an
my
orphan or
kid to
something
be
anyway, so it works out.
what?
I think he's like an orphan or something anyway, so it don't matter.
But still, like whoever's in his life would. I
Like
mean, it
his
doesn't matter even if you're not the
partner or
mom.
somebody. Yeah,
Anybody, I would get so much anxiety. Like if my cousin was going to climb Mount Everest, I would beg her, like, please, or him or whoever, do not climb Mount Everest. You don't gotta do this.
So silly.
No, it's terrifying, honestly.
It's scary.
I think sometimes we think we're brave. I know I think sometimes I'm brave, Reg. I don't know about you. I went to Costa Rica one time and everybody did bungee jumping, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. That's so me. I'm down. I'm adventurous. I was building myself up. We got there and I freaking cowered. I cowered and I didn't do it because I thought, I don't want to die in Costa Rica. I jump off that, the freaking string breaks, and I'm done. I started thinking about that, and I didn't do it. All the other girls did it. They survived. They had the best time ever, and I missed out. But you know what? In that moment, I said, hells no. And if you ask me right now if I would do it, I still wouldn't do it.
Yeah, see, I'm not down. I wouldn't even have been telling him I'm down. Like, I don't have to see it to know I'm not down. Like, bungee, no, dude, it's high. Like, I'm out. I'm not good. I'll be here on the ground, and you guys, I'll be cheering you on as you jump. But as far as me doing it, no, it's crazy.
Reg, I have a question. Would you ever go skydiving?
No, absolutely not.
What if I paid you?
Denise.
What if we did it for a video? You can't die on a YouTube video.
Who says?
Me, I say.
I would.
We'll stream it live. You can't die if you're streaming it live to YouTube.
I would think about it if we did. If we both did it and we went out there and we were filming it, I think about it. Would you do it?
Yeah, I would. But if we were
Would
streaming
you?
on YouTube, I'd do it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Denise, you know how high that is?
Yeah. I've always thought to myself, if I wasn't a coward, I would totally skydive.
I wasn't a coward.
If I wasn't a coward, I would do it.
So if we're streaming it, you'll do it though. I don't know. Why does that change anything?
It just does. Makes me feel a little safer. I don't know how.
What?
It's like, think about it. I don't know.
They're
But
not going to be up there with us.
I don't know. I just feel like it would be. And who did
It's
I
so
see? I
high.
saw Gronk. That's who it was. Gronk recently did I think last year or maybe this year. I forgot when it was. He did a live skydiving on one of the shows. And he was so hyped and it was so great, right? And I thought, you know what? You want to know why this worked out? Because they streamed it live. But he also did it with like the army base or something. So
Yeah, it's
if
different.
you're gonna do it, do it with the
Different.
army base, something like pretty safe.
Mhm.
Shelton Mysterio says that he's gonna read super chats while skydiving.
Denise is out of her mind. She wouldn't bungee jump, but she'll skydive. It's crazy.
Bungee jumping, I think, is worse.
No.
1000% worse.
No, how?
Because it's a string, Reg.
Jumping out of a fucking plane?
You go with a person, you go with a professional, and they give you a parachute.
They have professionals helping with the bungee cord too. Like, not that many people die of bungee jumping deaths.
No, I'm pretty sure it's worse.
Rare.
And also,
It's
you know
rare.
which other one? I don't know which one's the one where you wear that little outfit with the little flaps, and then you go straight down like a dam.
Oh yeah. Nuh-uh.
That one I would never do that one. That one looks horrifying. That one looks worse than skydiving.
That's like something. I don't know. That's X Games.
Thank you so much to Brittany Boyd. We got 10 Ruza here who says also AAA and Conan got Lucha Brothers messed up. There's a lot happening with that I don't
Too much.
feel like we don't got all of our facts yet on that story.
No, we don't.
Veritz VQ says, wanted to send 5 USD, but effing YouTube had to convert it. Anyways, best post show in the game. Hell of a show tonight. The C2 is cooking. Much love. Veritz, thank you so much for the kind super chat. We take whatever you can give, like seriously. But let's talk about this Continental Classic here because we mentioned earlier that Will Ospreay defeated Claudio Castagnoli in what was a very freaking fun match here. Claudio Castagnoli, for a minute there, looked like he had Will Ospreay's number. Will Ospreay wasn't necessarily, looking like he was 100% there for a minute, but Will Ospreay gets the win at the end of the day. And Claudio did try to go and attack him afterwards, but then Darby came out and basically ran him off because, well, Darby wants Will Ospreay at his possible best because that is the match that we are getting next week for Holiday Bash.
Listen, Darby Allin knows what comes with the Will Ospreay match, and it's usually like 5 stars. So he was like, I'm not about to let Claudio fuck my 5 stars up. I know what Melcher's going to rate this match. Let me go out here and save him so it's all intact. I fucks with you, Darby. I'm with you. I see what you're doing. This match was as great as we expected. I thought that Claudio was going to be an amazing base for Ospreay, and he was. The thing about Ospreay is he's such a good bumper and seller that he enhances everybody's moves. I was on this show a couple weeks ago complaining about Claudio's clothesline, and then he hit it on Ospreay, and it was like the most devastating thing you ever seen. It's like, oh, if it's Will Ospreay doing it, then that changes so much. And that's what the whole match felt like, of like, Claudio is being himself, doing all these crazy power moves, but Ospreay is also being himself, hitting his moves and looking like the wrestler that Denise and I were talking about earlier in this pod. So a much needed win, a much needed Ospreay boost. He should be on every show. And like Denise said, Dynamite's the A show. So put this guy on TV. This match is awesome though.
You mentioned that uppercut that he hit on Will Ospreay, and Will Ospreay, the way that he sold it, he like completely just, sold the hell out of it, right? There was a moment like that too with Ricochet and Brody King, which was the other Continental Classic match that we got, also in the Gold League, both Gold League matches. I thought this was another fun one too. And when Brody King hit Ricochet with that lariat, it was very similar in the way that Ricochet sold that for Brody King. This was another one that I also enjoyed. And like I said, tonight had the best Continental Classic matches. And Brody King, dude, he has been climbing up the rankings of one of my favorites now on the show Before I was like, yeah, I like Brody King. Brody King's cool. Now I'm like, oh yeah, Brody King's on the card. Cool. This match is going to be good. Where you know what I'm saying? He just the perspective has changed for me.
Yeah, it's definitely he's upped his ante and upped the game with this tournament already. And yeah, this match, these two matches kind of felt the same of like there's the big guy that's a great base for people that'll take your head off against two of the best flippers and two of the best those type of guys in the world, the guys that have built this kind of business. And so they were doing the same kind of thing, working the same kind of match. Brody was showing more aggressive, trying to smash Ricochet into the mat and just taking his head off. But Ricochet had this different kind of confidence tonight that he's had this last couple of weeks. The promo that he did with Renee before, he was exuding that confidence, teasing the Hurt Syndicate thing. And then throughout the whole match, he was just kind of living in that confidence. In the last couple of weeks, he's upped his game too. Still don't really love his finish, especially when, like you said, Denise, at one point, Ricochet hit a great shooting star press, and that probably could have been the finish, but they ended up working some more. And then he just did his new lariat type deal, which I don't really love because this is Ricochet. This guy could do all kinds of things, and that's the way that you win the match. But I do understand.
Totally agree. I do think that after that shooting star press, that was the moment to 1, 2, 3, call it a day for this match. So yeah, I think that would have just hit a lot harder. But we got, thank you so much to Reeds. We got Hacksaw Jim Duggan here who says Mariah, Rosa, Toni triple threat at Worlds. And I could see that being a possibility too. And it would sort of safeguard some of the, theories that we kind of threw out earlier in terms of, Mariah could retain having pinned Thunder Rosa or whatever. But I think we would know that already and it would be too predictable, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing is we're going to go in like expecting a certain kind of result. And I don't think that's what this need. Like you need two separate matches, Mariah versus Toni, Mariah versus Thunder Rosa to establish Mariah once more, but then to help Thunder. And it's just so much of making it singles matches that I think would enhance the stories.
We got Luke Thornton here who says who should be the one to dethrone Mariah. I want it to be Mina. I can't think of anybody else that I would want it to be right now at the moment. I'm going with Mina.
It depends on how long it is. If it's soon, then I think it should be. No, if it's long term, it should be Mina. If it's soon, it has to be like Willow.
I think you said that backwards. Soon, Mina. If not,
no, I think long term it should be Mina. Like I think they should tell this for longer. But if it's right now, then it should be Willow.
Yeah, I actually was gonna say Willow, but I was gonna swap it. I was gonna say short term Mina, long term Willow. But again, the whole thing that puts the little wrench in our plans is the whole thing about Mina not being all elite.
Right, exactly. I mean, things could change in the new year. Nobody knows, but like that's gonna be looming over it forever, essentially.
We got Anthony Giuliano here who says, Denise, are you coming to World's End in Florida? No, flights are ridiculously expensive right now in December, guys. Like it's really, really pricey to go anywhere. Going to Dallas, like, bro, that shit beat me up. I was like, nah. And I was like, it was a lot. And I'm like, just for the freaking flight. And I flew Spirit Airlines again.
Oh, when Denise was like, I paid blah, blah, blah to get there. I was like, what?
Oh, did I tell you? I told you?
You told me.
Oh, I told you. Yeah, I did tell you. And I was just like, man, but I went because I knew what content I was going to get. I knew I would not have spent that money had I not known what content I was going to get. But because I knew, that's why I decided to go.
Wow. Bold move. God, let's see if it plays off.
Yeah, and Sean wasn't going to go, by the way. He went because he saw that I was going and he was like, oh, I know Denise wouldn't go for fucking shits and giggles, so I should go too. But yeah, and there was like not very many media. It was literally just me, Sean, and maybe like 4 others. And it was like print and stuff. So yeah, like it was very, very this was good. It worked out for me because, I get more time with people. That's why the interviews were longer. So, but yeah, that's why I went because I knew who was going to be doing appearances and whatnot.
Right. We're going to be on a watch along for that show too.
Yeah, we'll be here doing the watch along. We got Honey Drips here, Hunter, who says, I was there when Toni Storm first debuted in AEW. I was in tears when she returned tonight. BTW, I love all the videos you give us. What's good, Reg? Thank you so much, guys. I've been killing myself with those videos, but I'm feeling good. Reg, I got a rhythm now.
Yeah, it feels like you finally locked into everything. Did you finish filming everything? Or I know we still got some. We still got a couple.
You don't want to know where I'm at right now. You don't want to know. Let's not talk about it.
Like, I know I'm still on the line for a couple, so you can't be all the way done yet.
Yeah, you'll hear from me when you hear from me. But Toni Storm, though, coming back today, it did feel like a sort of a reignition. Oh my God, we haven't talked about Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné as a possibility. We've been sitting here
Oh.
with our freaking hands in our butt, not even talking about Mercedes and Toni Storm's. I know. What's that saying? I don't think I said that saying right.
I don't yeah,
Hands in
that
our asses?
no, that's not it at all. We've been sitting here with our hands in our
Hands
butt?
in our there's a saying, our hands in our something. We're sitting here with our hands in our hands on our tail.
With our hands in our butt is
Our
crazy. I don't
think
need
it's
I
the
don't know.
thumbs. There's a
I don't
saying where if you're waiting around and not doing something,
fingers up our ass.
no, no,
That's
that's
what it is.
not
We're sitting
it.
here with our fingers up our ass.
No, we're sitting here, hands in our laps. Maybe we're sitting here with our hands in our laps, hands on our seats,
We're sitting here with our thumbs up our butt. That's what it is.
thumbs. Is it
Yeah, I
really
think it's
that?
like sitting here with our
Sitting
thumbs
on
up
your
our butt.
hands, and you said sitting on your hands,
So sitting with
tail
your thumb up your butt is not a thing.
between your legs. I know that one.
Oh,
I should have
okay,
probably
yeah.
gone with that one
Yeah, you probably
instead.
should have just went with that one because it got weird.
Yeah, fiddling your thumbs, sitting on your hands. Well, you know what I'm saying, all right?
We're just sitting here with our hands in our ass. It's crazy.
No, I said our hands in our butt.
Our hands in our butts. We're just sitting here with our hands in our butts, and we didn't even talk about Mercedes and Tony. My hand was not in my butt, you guys.
I did not say that right at all.
That's crazy. No, at all. But yeah,
Um,
Tony and Mercedes. I mean, if you want to distract us from Toni Storm and Mariah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, dude, that would be money. I feel like that could be a possible all-in match just because of the star portion
Yes.
of it all.
Mhm.
But again, I feel like there's definitely a lot of plans in store, hopefully. A lot of good options for the women and potential all-in matches and whatnot. I love how everybody's sending in like different versions of someone's got buns in our palms. What? We got so many of these different quotes, but thank you so much to Honey Drips. We got Margie Loves here who says, wait, are we going to talk about the Bruv's new hair? Yeah, that was something we were talking about on the watch along. He and Orange Cassidy came out here looking like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, they both had the bangs on. They both had the bayangs today. Like they were just like they had to keep doing that. Osprey had somebody said Nick Carter, but he also kind of looked like the kid from Home Improvement when he got older. He kind of had that same hair, like one of the brothers on Home Improvement. So shout out to that.
Alrighty. We got Matt Logan here who says Ricochet was getting booed versus Claudio. Oh, was that on Rampage?
No, I think he meant today versus Brody.
Oh, okay. No wonder I was like, wait, did he do a
Mhm.
double match? What is happening here?
Mhm.
All right, we got Baldio Claudio here who says, thank you so much, Matt. We got Baldio Claudio who says, Denise, would you let Mikey Ruckus create a Taylor Swift style theme for you if you ever decide to wrestle someday? I would never wrestle, but I could still have the Taylor Swift inspired theme song from Mikey Ruckus because he did my theme song with Will for ATW and it was freaking great. And we found out a great story. Well, not a great story, but we found out a very interesting story about that on the video. Brittany Boyd says, love him, but Osprey had old Kyle Fletcher hair. I know, right? Remember Kyle Fletcher shaved his hair off just so he wouldn't look like Will Ospreay. Now Will Ospreay is looking like old Kyle Fletcher.
Exactly. Like it would have lined up eventually. Like good thing Kyle did cut his hair because they would have really looked like twins at that point. Osprey might have to
Yes.
think about it next. Because what's up?
Anthony Giuliano says, Denise, did you see an update on AJ Styles' injury? It looks like a major injury. He might not come back from it. I think it's a back injury. I really hope that that's not the case because obviously AJ Styles, for him to go out that way would not be great. Would not be great for anybody, but AJ Styles has had such an illustrious career and there's still so much more that he can do. I really hope that that's not the case. And that's pretty much all I can say right now.
Damn, one of the greatest of all time. Like I'd still want to see him have a run in AEW before it's all over. So I hope it's not a bad injury.
I know. I don't even think he would, honestly.
No, I don't think so either.
No, I think he had said a while ago like he wanted to retire. Like now in WB, it's just, getting a nice paycheck for your family and all of the years of hard work, which I don't blame him for, obviously. Get that money.
Yeah.
He worked incredibly hard his whole career.
He's
And
beat his body up.
yeah, he deserves that money, man. Claudio says, I can't even climb out of bed. F Mount Everest.
Stairs.
Claudio also says if AEW has more segments like that Hook, Christian Cage brawl every show's going forth, more fans will tune in.
Hook running off was the funniest bit of the show, I think.
Why did he run like Phoebe from Friends?
The way that he was like,
Friends. Like Hook is supposed to be freaking cool.
You're not supposed to be running. No, you shouldn't. No, I don't want to see Hook running away from somebody that doesn't really. That's not what his character is. Yeah, like a whoop, 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 whoop. Like he ran out of there all weird.
That was so weird. Weird. Anyways, what'd you think about that Hook Christian Cage little moment?
I don't know what this is. Oh, I guess they're building towards Hammerstein. Like, I feel like I just want this to be over already. I feel like Hook needs something, and being attached to dad stuff is not really helping him.
Another person that we also saw that I haven't even said on here, we got a Matt Cardona promo because we're going to get Matt Cardona and Chris Jericho. I'm very happy for Matt Cardona, by the way. I love that he's getting this opportunity with AEW because he has been working hard, man, and he looks the part. He really does.
Yeah, if anybody deserves to have a run for the work that they did, I think Matt Cardona is way up there. Like, he earned this spot by doing stuff on the indies. The circumstances surrounding it, there's a lot going on there, but super happy for Matt Cardona. He definitely deserves it.
We got Bailey Darley here who says, if Denise skydives, I'll skydive. That's see, crazy. Maybe I'll get a bunch of people. We can all do a skydive fiesta.
I'm gonna watch off from the back. Hey, look at you.
No, I will do it someday. If I don't do it right now in the next like 20 years of my life, I'm going to wait until like I'm a little old lady. You've seen that, right? When like little old ladies do crazy shit because they're old already. I think if I'm still alive at like 90, I think I'll do it at 90 and just be like the little grandma that goes on the news and skydives.
90, that's a long time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. By then I would have lived my whole life. I'm good.
That's true.
Yeah. Watch me live and then I'm gonna be like, wow, I should have done it when I was younger.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I'm too old now to do it. Should have did it when I was 60 instead of 90. 90 is a long time.
Like 90 years. And Reg, how old will you be by then?
We don't have to talk about it.
95? So will you do it with me? The 95?
No way. No. I'll do it at 55. I'm not trying to wait.
55 is old to you?
Not old, but like older.
Nah,
55 is not old to me at all.
Wait till you're in your 80s or your 90s to do it.
That's so old. Do they even let 90-year-olds up there?
Huh?
Do they even let 90-year-olds up there?
Yeah, they do. I've seen it on the news. Little grandmas have done it. And I agree with them. Like, why not? What do you have to lose? Do it.
Little grandmas have done it.
Watch little grandmas have done it. Littlegrandmashavedoneit.com.
Whoa. Little grandmas have done it.com is crazy.
$1 million idea.
Yeah.
Luke Thornton here says, love Danielson Swerve Tony interviews at Allin. Thank you so much, man. Really. Really. And I'm hoping to get that Mina interview this Sunday. So hopefully it works out. She said yes. Right. And PR said yes. So I'm in the clear right now, but you know, that's sometimes you just never really know until you actually get the interview. So just know I'm trying. An effort is being made. Okay.
Right.
Amir F says, prediction, Athena wins the International Women's Cup. Toni beats Mariah in Australia. Oh, for that one show that they're doing, that would be kind of huge. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's where you do the match again. So, yeah, they're going to hold off on that till February.
Infamous Raider Locos, thank you, Amir F. Infamous Raider Locos says, I hate heights, but I always thought about skydiving. Question, can I smoke a blunt on the way down and pass the blunt to Reg? Damn, little grandma is wild. What if you start choking in the air, though, while you're doing your blunt thing?
But that would ease my mind, so I probably would do it.
What if your blunt flies away?
Oh, my blunt. It could go anywhere.
If your blunt flies away and then catches your parachute on fire?
See, listen, this is why I wouldn't go with you, because that scenario is insane. Why'd you create that?
Because it could happen. It gets blown out of your hands into your parachute. Parachute goes ablaze.
I'll take edibles, I guess. God damn.
All right, we got Claudio here who says, Reg, how does your head feel right now? I hope you check today's weather forecast.
Forecast, forehead. I see what you're doing. All right.
Yeah. Oh shit. People still make jokes about your like head all the time.
All the time. I see them every time they comment on your stuff. Yeah, it's out there. I see y'all. No, I hear y'all. Mhm.
That's so sad.
Real funny.
Ben Rosa says, just saying, I think Cardona is a great for AEW. I think so too. I really do think so too. I think
I hope he
he's got
beats
a lot
Chris
of
Jericho for
personality.
the ROH championship. He's definitely not, but I hope he does.
He could. I don't see why not. It would be kind of a news grabber. No? Okay, no. All right, Ten Ruza, thank you so much for the super chat. All right, so we got one more thing to talk about. It's my least favorite thing on the show. So I'm gonna give the floor to you, Reg. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. The only big thing from this was that we got to see MJF live in person, which we hadn't really seen in a whole lot.
This is the kind of the issue we've had with some the other matches we've been kind of not high on recently, Denise, are for the same reason. It's like, we know the outcome. Why are you even doing this match when we know you're trying to just get to Adam Cole and MJF? Like, you made up this whole story about Kyle and them and they're in turmoil, but like, we know what the reason was going to be. So nobody believed in what this was. When they did the 1, 2, 3, Denise's expression didn't change at all. Like, she did not care about this match. I feel like a lot of people were kind of like that. The saving grace of this was MJF is back. We saw him. He came out. He tried to do some shenanigans. He still feels like a big star of the show, but they got to finish up with this Adam Cole stuff. It's like too much at this point.
Yeah, I'm ready. I hope by World's End, I hope we're done with Adam Cole and MJF feuding together. MJF, when he comes back full time again, when he's done, being Hollywood and shooting all his projects, I want to see MJF in some good freaking feuds. The MJF, Kyle Fletcher, MJF, I don't even know who anymore, but there's a bunch of different options that they could run with. Yeah, we need to move on from this. We really do. And Reg, you pointed out during our watch along that Adam Cole has basically been feuding with MJF his entire AEW career. And that's just wild to think, man.
It's too much, dude. You're still feuding like the first All In and the big one. You guys had a match there, and that was a year. Like the Joker stuff is like, still, do you guys? We have to put an end to this at World's End. World's End. It's in the name.
Infamous Raider Loco wraps us up here saying, Reg edibles. It is. I won't remember. Take some pics.
I mean, this isn't happening. Don't get locked into this. This is crazy. Denise is not going until she's 90, so we don't have to worry about this.
Oh man, Infamous Raider Loco, thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys.
Alrighty, everyone. That is it for us today. Winter is coming. Winter has left. Actually, it hasn't. It's still super cold around here. But no, seriously, thank you so much to everybody as always for tuning into the watch along. If you guys had a good time and then tuned into the podcast, it doesn't matter whatever you tuned into, both or either or. We appreciate you so much for coming in. For the rest of the month, we are going to be doing AEW watch alongs only because they kind of have a lot going on. Next week we have Holiday Bash. The week after that, we have the go home show into World's End, as well as Christmas Day too. So Christmas Day will be here as well, doing the watch along, and then the World's End watch along. So we got at least three more watch alongs this month for AEW.
Sick. We're gonna end the year out on a very high note. A lot of watch alongs. World's End at almost at the exactly end of this month. I'm excited about it.
You
Of
might
course,
even do a watch along. Sorry, Reg, I didn't mean to cut you off, but as you were saying it, I was like, oh shit, January 1st.
Oh
Their max
yeah,
premiere.
definitely. Yep, that's
We might
it.
be
Add
here
it
for
onto
that
the
too.
list.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Exciting
Continue
stuff. You
on.
guys are here for the ride. We appreciate it.
Oh, I cut you off and that was all you had? I thought you were going to give some long, glorious speech. All right. Infamous Raider Loco says, just got to say, love Kelly Connection. Happy holidays. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Infamous
so
Raider
much.
Loco.
That's amazing. You guys are all amazing.
All righty, everyone. That's a wrap. Reg, where can people find you?
At Righteous Reg, Grapsity's on Saturday. You know what it is.
Yeah, you got to promote, man. You got the new Grapsity merch. I got a Grapsity sweater.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I bought it right now. I bought the purple one.
Oh, sick. I got a purple Grapsity sweater too. Definitely go to grapsity.bitcartel.com if you want to get you one. Support the boys, support everybody. Get you a DWO shirt too while you're out there. Support everybody, support the homies. It's on Pro Wrestling Tees too. Wow, look at that.
Yes.
Big time.
DWO shirt is officially available. It just got added to the store a few days ago.
Yes.
ProWrestlingTees.com. Type in Denise Salcedo, and the Denise World Order t-shirt is officially there. On ProWrestlingTees.com. So check it out, guys. Let me know you don't have to tell me if you buy one because I know if you buy one, it sends me an email directly and it tells me, like, actually, it gives me a lot of great information. I can
Hmm.
stalk people. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just
That's
kidding.
right.
I get people's names and everything. It's kind of fun.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. That is it for us here today. I'll be back here on Friday with Robin for some SmackDown conversation. And then I will be here for a watch along for Saturday night's main event and a post show as well this Saturday. So everyone wants to come hang out, we'll be here for that. If not, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks, everyone. Do not
Peace.
forget to check out the AEW content and the daily videos. Bye.